Yeah, it switched sides.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you're having a great day today. It is a summer day. Spring day, and almost summer. It's almost be close to
Yeah.
70, folks. It's Tuesday. I think it's the 12th of March. Yes, it's the 12th of March. And it's Twisted Tuesday with my co-host, the great Carol Bandolino. Carol, how you doing, honey?
Hello. I'm doing good. Oh, I feel good. The sun's out. I'm actually in a room today that has about 3 or 4 windows, and it feels good to have some sunlight on me. Yeah, it's nice out.
You got it. So you got to love it. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, but mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show. It's showtime. Let's go to work.
You good? Oh boy.
Let's see here. All right, God,
Oh,
it's really
okay.
slow there today. Now we're on the opposite side. See, I
I
don't know what's
know
going
it's
on with this thing
switched.
today.
I don't know what
Anyway,
happened.
right?
It twisted. Yeah,
All right,
I
it's all
guess
right. I
so.
hope you do. Yeah, yeah. There you go. I like that. It's artistic. You welcome to Ocean's Pit. Let's just give it up for our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place, Norris Plains, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona, folks. That's right. Grill your ace off. That's part of looking to spice up your food and grill. Check out their spice rub sauces. Add flavor to your barbecue fest. Tune up your lawnmower. Spring tune up is just $105 plus parts. They're your neighborhood powerhouse. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Ace has been helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Carol, how was your weekend, my dear?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Actually, last week I was telling you I've been traveling for the first time in my life for work. Really, I had a conference for 3 days in Bloomington, Normal, where Illinois State University is. As I was walking through the streets of the downtown area where the college is, I remembered a memory came to me. So I didn't go away to college. I went to Columbia.
Okay.
Um, that's one of my biggest regrets. I loved Columbia, but I'd say if there's a little regret I have is it would have been nice to go away to college just to have that independence, away from your family, away from your parents. But so I would go to all of my friends' colleges. So on the weekends when I was in college, I'd go visit different friends at their different colleges. And ISU was one where I clearly forgot that and then remembered that I was drinking some kind of Boone's Farm and I was on a curb and I was sick. I was visiting my friend Sherry. I'll never forget. And I was outside of, like, I don't know, there's frat houses and
Yes, sure,
the
sure.
sorority houses. But, it's funny when I would go visit my friends at college, I would leave on like Sunday evening and I would have gotten there on Friday and I would know 20, 30 people when I left. And my friends would be like, I've been here for 2 years. I know 5 people.
You know that, and yeah, you had the Boone's Farm. You know what? I
Yeah.
never went to college. Barely made it out of high school. So, and a lot of people are into this college sports and stuff like that,
Oh yeah.
football, basketball. I mean, it's huge. A lot of I just don't
Yeah.
follow it. Maybe because
Yeah.
I never went to college. I guess you have to go there to really understand it all. But it was, a lot of people used to go to these colleges. It goes away and get obliviated.
They
Exactly.
did. They were getting oblivious. I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have, I know I would not have done well away at college, actually. So it worked out that I went to Columbia, downtown Chicago, and it worked well for me for what I wanted to do. But I wouldn't have been able to have the discipline that I see a lot of these kids have. A lot of them do, a lot of them don't. But with all of that going on, your first time away from home, you're gonna go batshit crazy. You're gonna lose it and party and go out, and I don't know how they do it, but it's a
Especially,
good
yeah, especially when your parents aren't there. But you know what? The thing about college is, if you don't go to school, you don't go. I mean, some people, I don't feel like going to class. You gotta. There's different rule. I mean, you are on your own out there.
yes,
And,
yes.
I know people that didn't go to class and they still graduated because they were that smart,
Good,
or they
yeah, good. But
studied and
they'll
did
take
whatever
your
they did.
$30,000 and you not go to class. They don't give a shit if you go to class or not at that age.
There's no one saying, "Where are you, Jimmy? How come you're not in class today?"
Right,
Call your
right.
mom. It's not like that. You're watching
Yeah.
Ocean Spit Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. Let's get right to my good friend Bernie DeMayo. For all you published people looking for a publicist, looking to get your company's name out in the newspaper, TV, television, or radio, call Bernie DeMayo, folks. DeMayo Partners. BernieDeMayo.com, 312-217-5658. Experience, creative, and smart. They're the guys that do it. Speaking of public relations, folks, this Friday, we will be on Good Day Chicago,
Nice.
Channel 32, Fox Television, with Ocean's Rat Pack performing live, 2 songs, 9 a.m. That's Good Day Chicago this Friday on the 15th.
Awesome.
Ocean's Pit is in the house, so let's get real fast to Mary Grievous. If you're looking, buying, or selling a home, Mary is the girl for you. That's right. Mary, buying or selling Chicagoland area, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. That's Mary Grievous at MGrievousstarkRE.com or 630-688-1725. Mary also is with NTD Vacations, who are booking the new Seventh Heaven, Tony Ocean, Mojo's Jukebox, and Hillbilly Rockstars cruise coming up March 22nd. That's 2025 on the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas. It's going to be all 4 bands, spring break. She'll be able to give you some details. We're going to get them on the show next week so we can talk a little bit more about the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line again with Seventh Heaven, Tony O. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Mary Grievous does, she wears all kind of hats.
Oh yeah.
What was going on over there? Anything new with Brandolino this weekend? Encore music.
Well, it was Bobby's birthday Friday.
Oh,
I
right,
Yeah,
Bobby. Happy birthday, Bobby, again.
yeah. And I was surprising him and my son with concert tickets at the House of Blues. I was so excited. One of our favorite guys, he does kind of like reggae. His name is, a lot of people don't know his music, but Modest Yahoo. He's amazing.
What was that? What's
His
your name?
name is Modest Yahoo. He does like reggae type music. Very good musician. So anyway, I found tickets. I didn't even know he was going to be here. I bought the tickets. I was going to surprise him and Gianni because it was an all ages show. Literally on my way home on Friday from the conference, it got canceled because of the guy was getting death threats. He's been getting death threats. He's Jewish, and he's very proud, obviously, of his. He's a peacemaker. This guy.
Is he a political guy?
No, he's not. I mean, he's not really. He's not really political. He always just, stuck up for his heritage and just he wants peace. His music is, it's like reggae. It's about peace and no war and just
Look what happened. Look what happened to John Lennon. He was like that too, peace and love. And,
dude,
it's crazy the way this world is.
it's so upsetting because he is a great guy. I've seen interviews and his music, just in his music, you could tell he's just a beautiful human being. And so that got canceled because of that. So that just kind of screwed up the whole birthday weekend part of it. But I did do the Easter Seals. So Easter Seals was Saturday, the live telethon that I was a part of.
Yes.
And that was great. It was very, very busy, very packed. And I think that day we raised $150,000.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, she's amazing for Easter Seals. This woman runs a great job. Yeah,
that's important. That's a lot of money, and it goes to a good cause.
Yes.
Some of these companies, some of these places, like Easter Seals,
Mhm.
and it's funny that they give money. Most of the money goes to the actual people that need it.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of foundations out there that they only get like a 20% of it. You got to watch out for those little scamming things. Like St. Jude's, that we're very familiar with, and we're going to be for Carl Doty. Every penny goes to the children or anybody that needs that. So it's important when you want to invest in something like that. It really is. Couple things. It was National Meatball Day on Saturday, and Ron Onesti at the Des Plaines Theater every year gives away free meatballs.
Hmm.
But if you want a sandwich, it was $5. But he gave away a total of 3,000 meatballs
Oh
to
my
all the people that came to the Des Plaines Theater for National Meatball Day. 3,000 he gave it,
that's
and they're big.
crazy.
They're actually very good. His food is very good, but his meatball stuff is out of this world. So thank you, Ron Onesti, for what he
Yeah,
does.
he's awesome.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
give him
And he's always showing, you know what? I look at him because I come from a restaurant background as well. Well, and I don't know his full background, but I do know that when I see his videos or his pictures in the kitchen, he loves what he does. Like he is so happy and content, and he loves cooking for people and
yes.
feeding people. He's like, like your grandma would be, or your mother would be, or you could just see it in his face, and he loves it. And he's always cooking up these huge pans. He's literally doing the work. He's in the kitchen. Like I love seeing
Yeah,
that.
for a guy that runs the establishment,
Right.
he is in there, and he's like a guy with many, many hats.
Yes.
He
Yes.
books the entertainment. He means he's kind of assisting some people. He's got a great team behind him, and of course,
Yep.
his brother Rich Onesti, which is his, they're like this,
Yeah.
and Richie doesn't. Rich, his brother, doesn't get enough applause and everything that he does, which he's just as important as Ron Onesti, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
right with each other. And he's got some great people that work for him. So everything they do, they come out and they give 100%, and which is
Yes.
very important.
Yeah.
You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Let's talk real briefly. Did you watch Joe Biden's speech?
Oh, I saw bits and pieces of it. I can't watch full. Yeah, I did. I watched bits and pieces of it on some podcasts that I watch in the
Yeah.
evening,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't seem like it was real. And you know what? I didn't know because I didn't read about it before I literally watched it,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what was going on because he just seemed like he was on something. I don't know what. It wasn't
Someone
him.
said they put some juice into him and wake him
Yeah.
up. I mean, I don't know. You get so many people that just crazy on both ends like that. I didn't watch it myself. I just seen highlights and stuff like that.
Right, right. Yeah, just the
I asked
highlights.
everybody watching what they thought of it, whatever it was. Did you get a chance of watching another show that was completely useless? Was the Oscars on Sunday? Did you get a
Yeah.
chance to watch that at all?
Again, with things like that anymore, because I'm just annoyed with how they are run, and it is political. Honestly, I don't get any entertainment out of it anymore. So I watch the bits and pieces. I love Robert Downey Jr. I literally went when I found out that he won. I went to see his acceptance speech. I adore him, and since he was young, like he's around my age, I think, in that
Yeah,
era. But I watched him growing up, and he is just an amazing actor, and
he really is.
he's a true story of getting, like, literally going down to your lowest and losing probably just about everything, and then coming up and bringing yourself up, and people wanted to see him succeed, and I just love him.
They did, and I'm going to tell you, there's sometimes I notice that when there's people, athletes, human beings, whatever, all of us, when
Mhm.
it depends on what kind of relationship you had as a person. So people liked you as it is. All right, so you have some sort of problem, whether it's drugs, whether it's
Right,
booze, whatever it is.
right.
And I guess, some people change. They treat
Mhm.
people differently. I guess Downey was almost the same kind of guy, even though he was on this substance that he was.
Yeah,
So when he went down, a lot of people tried to help him up.
yeah,
And when he
yeah,
finally got up, everybody gave him a chance, and
yeah.
was very cool. Richard Hamlin, Danny Raimondi, how you doing? A great entertainer watching us. The great Rick Lindy is watching us. He was an Einstein Island log, though. There you go. He was, Epstein Island log. Okay.
Well, I think a lot of people might have been there at some point. Listen, we don't know. A lot of people had been there. People with money,
We
Hollywood.
just don't
It doesn't mean they
exactly
were
if they took
doing
par that we don't
right.
know. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping, it is. But what I did like him for that, I also was happy that he won Best Supporting Actor, and then Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
I didn't
Oppenheimer.
see the
Yeah.
movie. I
I
think I'm
didn't
going to
see
go see
it.
that today. I think I'm going to go.
Yeah.
It's 4:30. I think I'm going to go see it. Um, so that should be interesting. But yeah, I haven't watched any of that stuff when it all
No.
kind of really turned political and crazy as it is. St. Patrick's Day is going to happen, and they're going to dye the river green. Downtown. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Okay. Nothing against St. Patrick's Day. We all know he was Italian. He got kicked out of Italy. If you know the story, some people don't want to believe it, but it is.
Right,
They make
right.
such a big deal over St. Patrick's Day that with the booze and everything like that and craziness. Now, I haven't got somebody yet. I didn't know. Someone told me, and it's a religious holiday in Ireland. I don't even think they drink that day. But what bothers me is how come they don't dye the river red for St. Joseph's Day, which is a couple days later on the 20th of this month. St. Joseph's Day gets no mention at all. It really bothers me.
Well, you know who you could talk to about that because he is a great voice for the Italians in our city.
Ron Onesti.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm sure he's probably tried to bring that topic up at one time or
I'm
another.
sure. I'm sure.
Get
Yep.
shut down as it
Yep.
is.
Yep.
So, do you guys do anything for St. Patrick's Day? at
No,
the,
we don't do anything. Not really. I mean, I worked all the time in the past because I was in the restaurant bar business. So that's a huge day. So you typically didn't have a choice of working on those types of holidays. So usually I worked, but there's parades that go on. So I worked at a couple downtown locations, Plainfield here and there, and they'd have like the big parades, and they're very nice. They have the whole community. They do have the kids from the schools doing their bands, and it's nice for the kids to go see if you're doing that part of it.
for the parades, I think it's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Go see my buddy Rick Lindy. The Wild Ones are fantastic. The Professor Daryl Armenstad's watching. My love, Michael Batt. How you doing from Golden Eagle Food Trucks? How you doing, Michael? I hope you're doing well. And we know that my sister Natalie is preparing these new Mama D breads desserts that's going to be on those food trucks this spring and summer. I'm very excited about that. No, thank you, Rick, for what you do, brother. Yeah, it's crazy. Plainfield, like I said, when I go to a new town, I remember I might even told this story. I did this concert in Plainfield. It was in a parking lot of a church that turned into a restaurant.
Correct. It was Italian restaurant. It was called not Capri. Capri's the other one. Bacci. I think it was Bacci. Yeah, it was Bacci. It was a church, and then it turned into an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, my mistake was at that particular time I was a little into certain substances, and my mouth got a little crazy when I found out that at least back then, that the headquarters for the Ku Klux Klan is in Plainfield, Illinois. So I asked if anybody was there for the meeting. Didn't go over.
How'd that go?
Anyway, yeah. So it was a little crazy back then. And you know what? At least I admit I would. I get to. Everybody's had their ups and downs and certain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shit happens. I mean, look,
It happens, right.
we've all had diarrhea in the mouth.
There really is. The problem was I just didn't make that up. There really is. I don't know if it's still there, but there was the headquarters.
There was. Yeah. I don't, to be honest with you too, I don't know what is currently, but yeah, there's got a history of that. So you can't change history. I mean, it is
what it is. Yes, absolutely. You're watching Ocean Spit Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. Hi, guys. Don't forget Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local. 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, and Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision auto repair needs. Go to crashchampions.com. Thank you, Mike and Gigi, for that. Remakes. Carol, what do you think of remakes? Are you happy when you like a movie and they remake it? What do you think?
Okay, so the ones that I've seen, I have to say, I don't like most of them, because I think the reason we fall in love with a movie is because you connect with the actors. Okay. That's me. I get you have this connection. Like, let's say the movie Grease. Okay. John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, you have all these people in these roles. You fall in love with the movie, a classic. And then you're kind of like,
did you see Grease 2?
Yeah. If it's not the same people, I don't want to see it. I can't, but I will tell you this. So my mom is an old movie buff. I mean, I've seen so many classics from way back. She watches, I think it's TMC all the time.
Yeah, me too.
So there is a movie like The Star is Born. Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw that.
Wait, 3 or 4 versions. One from 38, and there was one with Streisand and Christopher Robinson. I thought and
yeah,
did a good job.
Me too. So I have to say, maybe I didn't connect with that old movie so hugely that it affected me. I looked at it as a completely different movie, The Star is
Yeah,
Born,
right,
for
right.
Lady Gaga. But I did love that. So I guess it depends on if you can just separate. I think you have to be able to separate the first movie from the second and just know that it's kind of the same story
Yeah.
line, but you're going to get different actors, and that makes all the difference in the world
Well,
for
then
me.
I also thought when I seen True Grit and Jeff Bridges of doing the part of John Wayne, the original, I thought he did a great job. I mean, no one's ever going to touch John Wayne,
Right.
but what they're remaking, and they already did it once. When you have a classic,
Yeah.
say you have Casablanca,
Oh
one
yeah.
of the greatest movies ever made, you can't
Mhm.
remake that.
No.
And of course, we're talking about a television show back in the 50s called The Honeymooners. Jackie Gleason, Art Carney, with one of the great 30
Mhm.
episodes. Black and everybody can recite all of it. I mean, it's great. Then
Yeah.
they did a different version back in the 80s with a different cast. I didn't watch it. It was a total
Mhm.
flop. But they're
Yeah.
going to do it again, the Honeymooners, folks. This time they're going to make it on television. They did the Honeymooners movie. And nothing
Okay.
against, I don't want the female people to get mad at me now, you ladies, but they're going to put a female lead instead of the Ralph Cramden heavy set, whatever. They're going to put a woman in that part.
Then it's not the Honeymooners.
Well, yeah, why don't we just call it something else?
Yeah, it's
I
not the
don't,
Honeymooners. Right.
I don't know if that's going to work. I won't watch it. I
No.
can't. It's
No.
just I don't know. Roseanne, there's nothing like the original, in my opinion. Some like if you watched. Right, Richard? Come on. I mean, really? I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but you know what? Look, and when they did Batman, they did it a couple of times. I think they did a very good job at those
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
towards the comic book. I mean, I love the Adam West one from the '60s, of course,
Right.
but
Right.
those were actually pretty good. They remade the Planet of the Apes a few times, and they did a real
Mhm.
good job this last
Yeah.
time. So I don't know. I think certain things you can screw around with, and certain you can't. And for St. Patrick's Day, just to let you guys know, Bostonians. It happened the very first party, the first parade, the first night
Mhm.
was actually the first one in North America. St. Patrick's Day was in Boston on March 17th, 1737 was the first time. So Boston was the
Mhm.
first people to do the St. Patrick's. But there's
Ah,
a lot of
okay.
Irish out there in Boston.
No, not yet.
Oh,
Um,
there you
he said the Hucklebuck. No woman on the planet could do the
go.
Hucklebuck.
The Hucklebuck.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God, that's
Uh,
hilarious.
It is crazy. This week we got a busy schedule. Tomorrow we'll be at Tata's brand new place called Tata's Kitchen and Social. When I first found out, I thought it was a strip joint, but then I
Right.
found out it wasn't. So it's a place. I'll be there tomorrow night, 8:30 hit. Me, Jerry Jams, and my good friend Kathy Fern from the Secondhand Soul Band. We're making an appearance tomorrow. Thursday we'll be at Mullen Sports Bar in Norwich. It's going to be the Three Olives reunion. Three Olives was a jumping joint years ago, so it's going to
Okay.
be a lot of fun. Friday, Chicago Prime, and Saturday we'll be at my hometown of Chef Falou, which is the name of a Sicilian town in Sicily, on Saturday on the 16th. So busy week, a lot of good stuff coming up. Of course, you've been following me for many years. If you haven't, my musical hero passed away this weekend.
I saw that.
The great Eric Carmen.
Mhm.
I lost all mine now. John Lennon's gone, Sinatra, Dean Martin. Eric Carmen was a big shock to me. He died at the age of 74 in his sleep. I want to thank my good friend Chuck Philman for calling me yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to pick up the phone because I was doing something, but I'm all over social media. And it's so sad. A lot of people never going to get his due. Of course, he started with a band, the Raspberries, in the '70s, would
Mhm.
go all the way. I want to be with you, but he had some other great hits. Let's pretend all by myself.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he did never gonna fall in love again. He had some great odds. Hey Dee Dee, Hungry Eyes for the movie Dirty Dancing. Even though he didn't
Oh,
write that, but he
I
was
did not know that.
yeah.
Okay.
That's Rock and Roll was a hit of his. Almost Paradise from Footloose. He
Oh
didn't sing it.
yeah.
He wrote it. Mike
I didn't know
Reno and Ann Wilson sang it, but he wrote it. Votes Against the Current. She's did it. I want to take Forever for Night, and I'm just and I want to thank all the people who reached out to me and a musical genius.
that. Mhm.
Um, it's very sad. It's
Yeah, it
very
is. It is as they start, even myself at my age, how many of the people that I grew up listening to and your soundtrack to your life, so to speak, like they say. We all have different soundtracks as we're growing up in different our decades and growing, and you feel like you know them or you've connected to them. It is sad. I've lost. I know it seems funny to people. It's not funny, but Prince for me, like
Yeah,
I went to see Prince five times,
sure.
5 times for sure. But he wrote like this gentleman you're saying, a lot of people's music. He wrote a lot of their music, a lot of the lyrics.
Sure,
And
sure.
I would watch his interviews, and he was just such a like he was a good soul. You know what I mean? You just feel like he got screwed a lot. And he did. He talked about how he didn't get his due, and bad management, taking advantage of a lot of musicians. This happens all the time from what I hear. Yeah.
Eric, yeah, Eric Carmen. I wrote a lot of great songs. I've seen the Raspberries once on the reunion when they got back together. I never got to see Eric live because he didn't tour too much actually.
Hmm.
I got friends with him on Twitter
Oh,
back and forth, and
yeah.
then he was very political.
Oh,
And we were talking to me and my friend Chuck today. Thought that he might have went over the top with that.
yeah.
Guys, we know, like with me, who I support. But
Right.
I think sometimes when you go over
Yeah.
that, that's
Yeah.
exactly going to piss some people off. I'm just hoping I just love his music. I never met the man, and I'm just sad that he's gone. But I'm glad that I can listen to all his solo records besides the
Mhm.
Raspberries, who
Yeah.
influenced so many bands. But
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad. A sad day for the music when we lose. And 2 days ago, we lost Steve Lawrence, Stephen Eady. I wasn't that big of a Steve Lawrence fan, but
Mhm.
he was also very big in the music business.
Yeah.
Carol Bandolino, Twisted Tuesday. It's gorgeous. You ready for spring? Are you ready? You an
Oh,
outdoors person? You love going outdoors?
yes. I live for it. I'm not saying I walk on in the woods, and I'm not that person, like a camper or anything like that. I glamp, if at best, if that is not me. But I love, like, for me, if you ask me what's your favorite thing to do seasonally, is be outside on a nice night or a nice day and have live entertainment going. Like, on that, to me, or I'm driving without traffic, with my windows down, music that I want on, and just going. And it's a nice, beautiful day. That's it. So I love being outside.
You're getting in your car right now today, and you're driving.
Yeah.
What's cranking right now?
Oh, right now, okay.
You get in your car. What's the first song you download or whatever you do?
Look, I have to get in my moods. There's definitely moods. Um,
Yeah.
I do like. You're gonna laugh at me. You're totally.
Go ahead. No,
I
I'm
like,
not.
listen, who gets me going, like, to, like, if I want to, like, jam out, is, like, I love Pitbull. Okay. I love
I
Pitbull.
couldn't tell you what Pitbull sings. I mean, I know the
He
dog.
does
Yeah.
Fireball. No, you know it. Fireball. Da, da, da,
Oh,
da, da, that one. Pitbull. But
yeah.
shots.
No,
That stuff.
Shot Shot. I don't know. Like
You
I
know.
said, I only listen to this new music when I'm going into the clubs I'm working at, and they're playing over the. I couldn't tell you what these.
Yeah.
If I was in the car right now, I'd be cranking. I want to be with you by Eric Carmen. Springsteen, I'd be cranking some new Ian Hunter, just different stuff. But it's fun that we have that music. I think that's very cool.
Listen, I love the Bee Gees. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
love
I
the
love
music.
the Bee
I
Gees
love
are
even
one of
the
my
early stuff.
favorites.
I love the
Favorites.
'60s stuff. Love the
Yep.
Bee
And
Gees.
Frankie Val, the one and only, for sure, that I'll never, ever, ever get rid of, and it'll never get sick of, is Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. At home, I'm like, what mood am I in? I'll say, play Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons greatest hits, or Eagle. I like Eagles. I like the 70s, like Jill's saying. I do. I like the 70s, and of course 80s hair, like Journey, REO. I can't.
'80s
That's my
stuff.
favorite.
Me
Yeah.
too. I love the pop. And, I have a selection of bands that a lot of people didn't hear of. They
Mhm.
we're like a little cult of people that like
Yeah.
power pop bands.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff that we love listening to. You listen to Ocean Spit, little show about big things. I want to just say real fast, say hello to my good buddy Sal from Deutsch Power Center, who just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday, Sal. Deutsch, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. That's Deutsch Power Center. Out of Elgin, 224-276-6550. Our good friends from Deutsch Power Center. Twisted Tuesday, Carol Brandolino in the house. Woo, woo, woo. All right, guys, how about this is good. Let's get, listen to this. Whoa. Headlines. CNN, I don't know if this is true or not, but
All
CNN
right.
reports that a single dose of LSD provides immediate and lasting relief from anxiety.
Wait, one time? What?
CNN
Okay.
reports that a single dose of LSD
Okay.
provides immediate and lasting relief from anxiety.
Okay.
Now, I've never tried LSD, don't
Me
intend
neither.
to.
Yep.
I don't have anxiety, but there's people that do, and there's certain things that they do. I have no idea if this is true or not, but
Uh,
CNN
Weed
says,
will do the same thing. Weed does the same thing. I mean, it does. Gummies, weed, the pen, whatever you smoke it, it's pretty immediate, and it doesn't last forever, but it lasts
yeah,
for a little while, and the heart palpitations. Like mine's more menopausal, I think, for sure
I
at this
got it.
point, and just in general with my autoimmune crap I got. I'm not gonna lie, I am not gonna suffer and go through these. So I'll take a hit off my pen, and I just like it. Literally takes about 10 seconds. I even tell my mom,
What,
she's
what,
like,
what, what, wait, wait, what, a pen? What's that?
the pen, it's like a pen. It looks like a pen, like a vape. It looks like a vape,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
got like the oil in it, like the THC
Yeah,
oil, right?
oh, okay, all right, right.
Right. Okay. So if you do that, I like it's not even a big deal at this point. It does help. It helps significantly. So many people that have arthritis too, my mom, but she won't do it. She's like, "Oh, I did that when I was 30 or 25. I tried it and I got so paranoid. I freaked out." So, the older generation is way more
Well,
afraid,
you know
which
what?
I
And now,
understand.
right, but now you can go to these dispensers and they have it to the point where they can, this is
Exactly.
what I need it for, and they
Right.
give you just enough dose that you can,
Right.
unless you're an idiot that take the whole thing, well, then that's your own fault.
Yeah,
You
right.
know.
Well, the edibles, the problem is like I remember the first time somebody had a chocolate bar, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll try it. And somebody gave me a chocolate, it was like a chocolate bar. So I didn't know how much to take a bite out of it. I had no idea what milligram I knew nothing about it, which is I don't know how and I
And tell
was,
me, were you flying high, as they would say? Were
oh
you
my
going?
God. It was like an acid trip. And though I've never had an acid trip, I've seen people have acid trips on movies. That's what had happened to me. I thought I was literally folding a pair of pants because I had to fly the next day, which
Yeah.
is why I tried this to see how it would affect me so I could take it to fly. So the
Okay.
night before I took it, and I was folding a pair of pants. I'll never forget this. And it literally was like a movie. It first of all felt like it took an hour to fold one pair of pants. One pair. It probably did. I literally was looking at it the same way and fold,
Oh yeah.
fold. It was, and then I could see it like going like this, like in slow motion. That was the acid trip feeling. It
Well,
was terrible.
back in the '60s and '70s, well, Rick Lindy just said Cary Grant he admitted he took it. The Beatles did. The Stones tried it. Dennis Hopper, Frank
Mhm,
Zappa.
mhm.
LSD was back then. Was probably just part of the trip. I guess
I
it's.
mean, there were drugs around forever. I never did drugs like any of the major drugs or anything like that. Other than weed, honestly, that's what I've done. But growing up, it was all around me. Like cocaine was
Yeah,
everywhere. I
sure.
sometimes wonder, I ask people, like, what made you not do this when everybody else was doing it? And I try to ask myself that question. Like, how did I get lucky and just not do it?
Well, you know
Or
what? Some people jump on that. It's almost like, first of all, I want to say hello to Uncle Jack in the house. Uncle T, how you doing, sir? You and your family. Uncle Jack, a great guy. Jill said, I tried brownies in the early 90s, didn't know what was that in them. I was working at a restaurant
oh,
in Arizona. Oh, boy. While you were
that's happened to me at work.
working. Well, there you go, boy. Well, how we
Oh,
peel back the onion. There you go, boy. You know what? This guy Boyd, I tell you, he should make greeting cards because everything that comes out of his mouth, he's got these one-liners that just boom, boom, boom. He's fantastic. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. Back in the days of the 80s, 90s, I mean,
yeah,
it's almost like a lot of people were on it. You probably didn't even know because so many people were on whatever they were on.
yeah, yeah,
It was like, okay, it's normal, whatever it was. Just like the 60s. I was too young for the 60s. I was born in 64. So for
yeah.
me, yeah, I'm surprised that I still survived the way I did. So thank God for that. Shep Howard was on LSD. There you go, Rick. It's his birthday, I think, right? Is it Shep's birthday yesterday? Rick would know. Besides Rick Lindy, the Wild Ones, go check him out. We got a show coming up in the Tivoli Theater in November. But Rick Lindy, a great artist too. He does some great paint work. These models, mine I use with this brush, and I'm nothing. It's give me and Rick Lindy next to each other, be like Ray Rayner when he used to make his projects. You probably don't remember this, but he would make them, and there'd be glue everywhere. But then
Oh,
the producers would look fantastic. That's what Rick does it great, and mine is so
yours
so.
are nice. I've seen yours. I don't know how you're so intricate. I mean, to paint.
Mine,
Your wife says, Laura says you have no patience, right? You're very
yeah, I
impatient, right?
don't. No.
Okay. How does I think this is awesome, such an impatient person, because to me, that takes patience to sit and paint little tiny, that would drive me crazy. I couldn't do it. It would, but
You have to be in the mood for it, and I haven't done them in a while, and I still have like 3 or 4 that I have to get back into again. Usually, I do them in the wintertime because you can't go outside, so I
yeah.
have to go back. But I'm running out of room. That's the problem in this room. I don't have room. I think Rick Lindy had to buy another house next to him, so just to put everything in it. But
Yeah.
it's Chauncey. There you go. Yeah, so it's cool. And I like fishing. You have to have patience. But like I said, well, me when like you said, you like sitting outside with a nice
Mhm.
day and
Yeah.
listening to live music.
Yeah.
I would like a little cabin where you
Mm,
can walk out and there's the water there and can throw the fishing
okay.
line, smoke my
Okay.
cigar, have a
Yeah.
cocktail,
Yeah.
and have some fun with friends,
Yep.
which is very, very cool. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We got a couple dates coming up. Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Carnival, downtown Chicago, which is like Circus Olay. If you've never been there on Fulton Market, but
It's
we'll be there on
beautiful.
Wednesday the 20th. And the 21st will be at Positano's with Lisa P. and Jerry Jams. 23rd will be at Moretti's in Edison Park. And the 28th will be at Are We Live, Gigi's Place in Burr Ridge, and then back at Taverna on the 30th of March. And then I'm excited. Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Geneva stage in Lake Geneva, downtown Lake Geneva on May 4th. And my rock band Mojo's Jukebox with the Chicago Hitmen will be at the Des Plaines Theater on May 2nd, oshows.com. It should be a lot of fun. Robert says it's mind therapy. There you go. Rick said I have clients that buy them, and there you go.
She
Yeah,
said the only bad drug I had was my ex-husband. Jeanette said.
well, I have 2 ex-wives, so there you go. It's crazy. All right, let's go to a headline. There's a couple other things we said about that. How about this? This is crazy stories. Carol, People Magazine, how a pregnant Texas woman caught her husband drugging her drinks trying to induce an abortion.
Come on. Come on. What
Why
kind of
does
drugs
why does
was
this always happen in Texas or like southern states for some reason? Some people don't go ballistically crazy.
so this guy was drugging his own wife who was pregnant, her drinks. So she found out he was drugging her drinks, something that could induce an abortion. Was she like early on, or that'll
You
just
know
cause
what?
harm to the baby? It's not necessarily going to kill the baby, but I mean, I guess it could. But what the hell? What kind of freak does something like that? I don't understand.
People are really weird in this world. And then you get this. This is a woman. Listen to this. Now you talking about operations, nose jobs, breast
Oh
jobs.
yeah, yeah.
Lift, NBC. A woman dies after Brazilian butt lift procedure performed by a Miami doctor who was not allowed to operate. Lawsuit alleges Erica Russell, 33 years old, of Tennessee, mother of 5, traveled to the Cosmic Center in Coral Gables in 2021 and undergo this plastic cosmetic surgery.
That's very
Let's
sad. But all to get a bigger ass. Is that what it was? You said a butt
see.
lift, a Brazilian butt lift.
She's
You know,
probably
you
trying
see
to do the same thing Kardashian did, I guess.
these,
But,
you know,
wait. So her doctor, John Sampson, punctured her liver, her bladder, and
oh my
intestines with a tube primarily used to removing fluid from the body. The lawsuit filed a little over 2 hours after the procedure. Russell went into cardiac arrest and died.
that's so sad. Well, I don't know. You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do. You gotta research, you gotta do your research and get your doctors and vet them and I don't know. You got to read about these doctors you go to.
This doctor didn't have a license to do
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So why would you even go and do this? A
Maybe,
major
maybe,
surgery.
maybe it was by, who knows? Maybe it was by maybe it was buy one get one free. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people are completely nuts. Captain Rick, step up, brother. It was great seeing Captain Rick on my show Friday with his reptiles, him and his daughter Rebecca. Good stuff, my brother. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, isn't it crazy that people? I don't know why people have to do this to themselves. I can see if you're a model or maybe like an actress or an athlete or not an athlete so much, but maybe an entertainer to some point when you try to, look bad. My teeth and my hair, everything's fake. So I got it. But my God, people want to get these lips and they look
I
like,
know.
what happened?
Look, here's the thing. I'm all about, like, I'm a woman. I'm trying to not judge other women at all. I don't like to do that. But I will tell you this. Not my business, but if you want to do it and you're spending your own money on it and it makes you feel better, great. But I don't know. And this is the body dysmorphia type thing that we have as these illnesses with a lot of the transgender community, right? This body dysmorphia. I think that these women that continue to, go bigger and bigger and bigger, like to where it looks awful. Some of these Real Housewives, these shows that you see, that looks so ridiculous and stupid. I mean, and then your eyes and just you look.
But Carol, here's what I don't get. After the operation, and the doctor goes, "Here, look at yourself, boy. You look." I mean, and then she goes home. Doesn't her friends go, "What the? Who rubbed the bottle and let you out?"
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's an illness. I think it's an illness when you start going to the point where it's never enough. It's like
Look at Michael Jackson wanted to be white. I mean, the poor guy. I mean, why? I can't.
Issues.
I just don't know. You know what though? When you get to that level of fame,
yeah. Well, it's, you know what? A lot of times the people that get to that, this conference that I went to, I have to say, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I will tell you how I learned so much. It was on trauma, for children, because, my job kind of deals with that definitely, and with homelessness. And then there's obviously kids that have dealt with a lot of trauma. I'm just going to say, this was one of the most informative, and I mean, it broke you down. It's one of those things where you could sit and listen to these people talk about their lives and how they got through it. Like, this woman was locked in her cellar. Her dad beat her. He raped her. He locked her in the cellar and then would let her out every once in a while to go to, like, he let her go to school. It was just the most traumatic shit you would ever hear. But people that you'll never know have such terrible issues from trauma in their childhood. And I believe that a lot of the people that obviously have mental illness now comes from trauma that's not, they've never gone to seek therapy for it. They've never attacked it and tried to, hone in on what happened and get real therapy, professional help. Because if you don't, this is what happens. Like, oh, when this person does this, what happened in your childhood? That's what I want to ask. When I start talking to people, or I used to interview people, or if I continue to one day, that's what I want to know. That's the first question I ask, is what happened in your childhood? And I guarantee you 90% of the time, it's going to show you exactly what their issues are now. I don't care how old they are, if they didn't get some kind of help. It stops the trauma when it happens. That's like the age where they say you kind of stop growing mentally and emotionally, like socially and emotionally. They say when that trauma hits, certain traumas, you stop socially and emotionally growing. It's amazing what the stuff that I heard, and it taught me a lot.
Just what you're saying about that. If you ever watch some of these stories of these serial killers,
yep,
and you watch how they grew up and how their parents, like the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing, what his parents did to this guy when he was a kid, whatever. I mean, I don't think anybody just grows. I don't think anybody's just born into this shit. Let's go kill people. I mean, I think something happens to these people mentally, and it starts at fucking home with the family, and that's the scary part. And another thing that's really scary, all these migrants are coming in. We're talking about that now. Measles.
Yeah. Yep.
Fox 32 News, measles in Chicago. A positive case of measles is reported in Chicago, the first since 2019. Wow. And
there's 3 cases now. There's 3 cases now. So that's 3 in just a couple of days, just so you know, the 3rd case. And they're in the migrant shelters. Okay. So they keep calling them, I'm just going to say this, I've learned this too. They call them migrants. So migrants are people that seasonally come here to work, and they move from place to place to do migrant type work, right? It's fields, this, that. Immigrants, it's different than migrant to a point. Okay. For sure. But what I'm saying is they're in these migrant shelters, and these kids they're bringing in stuff. Listen, if you're going to let people in, you need to get them vaccinated. They have to be vaccinated.
Of something. It's almost like they were saying, like the Venezuelans right now. They don't want to be here. They come here, they grab whatever they have to grab, and they want to get deported and go back home again. There were some people here in Chicago. They were migrants coming in, and they were whatever it was. And they go, "Well, how come you killed a police officer or beat up a police officer? Well, how come you don't? Where are you from?" He goes, "I'm from Florida." She goes, "Well, why don't you do it in Florida?" And they go, "Well, because in Florida, when you do this, you go to jail."
Right. Yeah. Or if you steal somewhere else, you're going to get your hand cut off. Like in other places, right? Yeah, but not here.
It's crazy. Boyd, here's a great thing. What he just said, look at this. Beauty is only skin deep, but ugliness is to the bone.
Agreed.
Perfect.
That's for sure.
It's almost like fat and ugly. Fat you can get rid of, but when you're ugly, you can't get rid of ugly.
You cannot. No, you cannot. Not internal ugly. You'll never get rid of that. You'll never get rid of that.
Okay. The fact. Okay, here you go. Now you have kids, and remember they were talking about President Joe Biden was trying to get rid of the loans so they don't have to pay their loans back.
Yeah.
But here's something: the fact that an 18-year-old kid can't take out a $10,000 business loan, but can take out a $100,000 student loan, tells you everything you need to know what's going on right now.
That's an excellent point. Yeah, that's an excellent point. Look, I think college, I have a lot of thoughts on it. I don't, of course I want my kids to get an education. Of course I want them, if it's something that that they want to do, go, then go get the education you need to go do that job if that's what you want. But I would never force. I think college, unless you're going straight for your degree, your bachelor's, it should start there. The associates is basically just going over what you just did in high school. That's for money. That's all for them to get their money. College could be a 2-year. You get your bachelor's in 2 years. Technically, your associates is the first 2 years, but they make that you have to do the associates to get your bachelor's. And I think that's shitty, because the associates is just basic stuff again, like you did in high school. If you know what you're going for and what degree you want, go get certified in something, or start working somewhere where you like that type of work, and work your way up in that job, because college is just unaffordable, and it's honestly afforded to people that the government wants you to just completely afford it to. My friends that they have money, they work their asses off, they have a business, and when I found out that they pay, I think it's $60,000 for a year at this college that their son goes to. They're struggling. They have a business, they have money. They're not rich by any means, but you know what? They have 2 more kids. They are working their asses off and they can't even afford to send their kids to college, and their kids really want to go and blah, blah, blah. And then they're giving degrees or it's free to other people. That's just not fair. It's just not fair.
No, I got it. And you know what, guys? Carlo Nash. Hi, Carlo. How you doing from Elmwood Park? Carlo, great guy. Of course, I was good friends with his brother, Mike, and Joey up in heaven right now. I hope you're doing well, brother. People go, I think when I went to college, I never went to college, but if you went out of high school at my age, you got college, you got a nice job. Mm-hmm. Now, you go to college, you're not guaranteed shit anymore.
No, not at all. And you're going to make less money. You're going to make less money than people out there doing jobs pretty much without degrees. I never want to, push somebody toward not going to college, but I do tell them, really think about it. Even my kids too, you're not going to force them. It's a lot of money to send your kid to college. You can use that money if you're going to spend $60,000 in a year. If your child isn't maybe knowing for sure what they want to do, you can buy them, put a down payment on a house for them.
Get a trade. You can be a plumber, make $60 an hour.
Right.
It's just crazy. Dennis, my good friend from Lake Geneva, how you doing? Dennis, I want you on the show next Wednesday, brother. So let's post this in. I got to get Dennis on there. NBC News, 9 dead, 78 others hospitalized after eating sea turtle meat. Now, listen, you people got to watch out with that fish stuff. I mean, this is 9
Mhm.
dead. This is in a tropical island in Zanzibar. 9 dead, 7 other hospitalized after eating sea turtle meat. Why do you want to eat sea turtle meat? Why do you want to eat turtle shit at all?
I mean, I don't want to eat frog legs either. I don't know
I
why
don't
people
want
eat
to
a
eat
lot of
frogs
different things.
either. Why?
You know, I don't
Let them
know.
do what they like. There you go, Carl. Don't eat the damn turtles.
Don't eat
Right,
the turtles.
exactly. It's crazy. How about this? NBC, 2 arrested after. Now, this is, Carol, this is crazy. 2 arrested after cleaner finds 2 dead infants in glass bottles in a vacant Hong Kong apartment.
A glass
NBC.
bottle? Like
Yeah.
what? Oh,
Dead infants chopped up in glass bottles.
mm,
This is crazy what this world is coming to. And I know when we were so divided now, I totally understand it between the whole Democrat, Republican, Biden, Trump, blah, 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 blah. But I was asking people this before, and I think I might have asked you this, Carol. I don't know. And I know there's so much hatred
mhm.
for former President Donald Trump, and there's also
Right.
some hatred with President right now, Joe Biden, on both
Mhm.
sides. And I was asking a couple friends of mine, and I'll ask people that are watching now too, real fast, if it wasn't, and I think I might have mentioned this before, but if it wasn't Donald Trump coming up
Mhm.
as the opponent with the Republican, you think it would be so divided?
No, not
If
at
it
all.
was
Not at all.
if Trump
Not
didn't
at
come up,
all.
do you think
Not
we'd
at
be
all.
so crazily divided right now?
No.
And I mentioned, talked to a couple people who are pretty intelligent people, and they said no, they
Mhm.
don't think it would have been this way. It would have been
No,
this
it
time.
would not have been. It would not have been. And you know what? Everybody, even the people that we, are the very far end liberals, I think some of the at least middle of the road Democratic people for sure would vote for sure for a Republican candidate if it wasn't Donald Trump.
It
No
was.
doubt. Because they do, but you know what? They're biting off their nose to spite their face. They are just doing it out of they're being stubborn and they just hate his personality. They I truly don't think they believe some of the things that are being said about him. The woman that got money that said that he raped her, I forgot her name.
Stormy
He
Daniels. Stormy
no,
Daniels.
no, this woman that said he raped her in this there was just this big they did this big court thing. She got millions and millions of dollars. What's her name? She's like an author. She's an author, and she said that he raped her, and it absolutely did not happen. It did not happen. She couldn't. There was obviously no proof of anything. But the fact is he had to pay money, lots of money, to this woman, and she said that he
Okay, Jill
defamed her
said
because he called her
she was paid
ugly.
$38 million.
38 million. Come on. I mean, what is that? He didn't rape her. He did not rape her. She never even said that he fully raped her. She just got pissed off that he said something derogatory about her looks or something. I think at one point, this was a little while ago, but people are listening to this bullshit. They're believing it, or they just hate maybe the strong and opinionated, he's arrogant. Okay, fine. It is what it is, but you want somebody that's going to run the country properly and as a business, as a person should. I don't know.
It's a little crazy out there, and it's just nuts the way it is. And no matter from the comments that we got coming in, you can tell we're always going to be divided right now. I'm hoping one day that we can all just try to get along, but it's kind of crazy. We got a story here that's you know what? This is crazy, but you got to give this woman, you got to give her some kudos because listen to this. 2 Ohio women, this is Fox News 32. 2 Ohio women allegedly propped up a dead man in their car during a visit to the bank to withdraw hundreds of dollars from his account before he dropped them off at the hospital. The guy's dead. They put him. They put him in. A woman charged after propping up a dead man in car driving so much to withdraw money. Uh, you know. So they see the guy standing there like this, sitting. Well, it's almost like, what was the movie? Welcome to
Oh,
Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, you gotta give her. I mean, what the hell? You gotta give her a shot for at least thinking about it. But
Creative.
it is creative more than it's.
Yeah.
Richard said you can rate me for $38 million. Oh my God! You're reading something from Star Magazine.
No, Carlo, no. I think he thinks that the story about the woman is wrong. I'll find it, and next Tuesday I'll definitely have. I read about it. I saw interviews about it. It's a joke. It's really sad. I just don't remember her name
Well, you know
because
what? Let's go back to the whole Michael Jackson thing with the kids.
right.
When he first got in trouble, he paid him off. Nobody said shit. Kept
Mhm.
paying him off. Kept paying him off.
Mhm.
And eventually, as they keep out more money, eventually out came out what he was trying to hide. Bill
Mhm.
Cosby, what he was trying to hide all those years.
Mhm.
Yellow pudding. I mean, this guy was a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he was drugging women too. I mean, look,
Uh,
and he was
Whoever
revered.
whoever thought Bill Cosby of all? I mean, this is old news. I got it, but you know what?
It doesn't matter. It happened, and these people were
Who knew?
revered, and they treated them like, oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it's
Carlos says, "Is Trump pay for sex?" You know what? I know guys who pay for sex, so I don't know. I'm sure women do too. But
every man pays for sex if they're married. You pay in one way or the other. It doesn't have to be with money.
you
Okay?
pay them what one way or the other. Good point.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here, I'm going to go back to. I think this is what Boyd said again. We have a little bit, we have different political views, but Boyd's a very intelligent man. Look what he says. He goes, and it makes sense to some degree too. I'm going to be honest with that.
Yeah.
Great question. One guy is an old politician. The other guy's an old narcissist starving for power. Okay. So,
Okay. I mean, look, I agree with certain things for sure about Trump. You
Yeah.
know, he's easy to read. Yeah. I mean, he's an egomaniac. That's what he is. He's an ego. And you know what? He already has power. He has a ton of power. And you know what makes me mad about this whole Trump thing is everybody loved him when he was a rich, single, or his money was everywhere in New York. Everybody loved him. They partied with him. Oprah, all the big names in Hollywood loved him. So what does it say? I don't believe he's changed as a person now.
No.
He is more, I mean, so they all loved him then. Now they hate him all of a sudden because of the power, because he's going to be a little more powerful in the government. Why? He's the same person.
Well,
So,
you know what? You read that, and there's Jeremy just coming in. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing? Welcome to Ocean Spit. And I agree with him on this. Can we get someone who can run the presidency who's under 70 years old with the kids now?
I agree.
I think, you know what? I think it should be, I think we talked about this before, it's term, whatever it is. Like at your job at 67 or whatever, you have to go.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Boyd. Thank you, brother. But what I'm trying to say is, they get to a certain age, right? Hey, you lose your job. Here's your pen, your wall, your lighter. Thank you for years.
Right.
They should do the same thing for Senate. They should do the same thing for Supreme Court. At a certain age, you're done. Finite. Why go? Right?
Yeah.
So it's nuts. You're watching Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Chicago Bears to invest now $2 billion in a lakefront stadium. So it looks like they're going to forget Arlington Heights. They're going to do that, but the problem is, where's that money coming from? I hope it comes from Bears and not our taxes.
Right, exactly. Well, that's something they're going to have to answer for sure.
We're going to have to figure that out absolutely as it is. And here it is, Sal Manzo, a great singer out of Chicago. So a song about Ken, the Ken doll with Barbie, was actually nominated for an Oscar. Oh, did you guys? I've never seen this Barbie movie.
I didn't, but I want to. I'm curious about it. I want to see it. Because kids, it was geared toward kids, even though it technically wasn't a kid movie, I don't think. But it was definitely, geared toward them. Obviously, if it's a Barbie movie, okay. But there were a lot of, I think innuendos and different things like they do in everything nowadays. They're going to put everything in there,
whatever they can throw it in there. You're watching Ocean Spit. It's birthday time for Tuesday, April 12th. Jesus, I'm losing it. Ice-T is 66 years old. A great actor, Mel Gibson, 68 years old. John Amos, a 70s actor, celebrating. Brian Bosworth, 59 years old. He was a former NFL player. Ellen Hale Jr., remember him, the skipper from Gilligan's Island. My friend Joan, John Trencali's wife, Joan. John, great singer in the Chicagoland area. Joan, happy birthday. Kato Kalin. Oh, yes, Kato.
Yes.
Birthday. I partied with Kalo. Woo! Anyway, there you go. Good Jennifer, my good Jennifer, my good friend Greg's wife from Taverna, celebrating a birthday. Chuck Norris, 84 years old, and
Wow.
Barbie the doll turns 65 years old. Happy
Wow.
birthday, Barbie. It is 1 o'clock, folks. It's March. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, March. Anyway, folks, it is time for us to go. I'm always screwing up. I know. At least
Who
it is
cares?
what it is. At least I know. At least I know I screw up, and I admit it. Anyway, it has come to the end of the hour, folks. Before we go, we're talking about our number one sponsor, folks. We're talking about our good friends from everything is can't even come up. Oh, here it is. Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Ace is the place. You gotta love these guys, what I love about Ace, what they're doing right now, folks, take advantage of their auto key programming at all their stores. You can get car keys made up to 50% less than going to the dealer. Download the Ace Rewards app, easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is a place helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Twisted Tuesday. Thank you so much, Carol Brandolino from Brandolino Encore Music from Shorewood, Illinois. She'll be with us every Tuesday. Tomorrow, my guest is my good friend Dana with her brand new skincare store shop.
Okay.
Which is Louis Pipes' wife, Dana, got a brand new shop, so she can talk about skincare stuff. We'll talk about her, maybe the lips and all that stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
you can give us a little insight on what women are trying to do. Thursday, Laura Ocean is in the house, of course. And guys, don't forget, tomorrow will be at Tata's Kitchen and Social at 8:30 with Jerry Jams. Thursday will be at Mullins in Norridge on Cumberland and Lawrence for the 3 Olives reunion. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse, and of course Saturday at Chef Lou in Elk Grove Village. Guys, we got to go. Remember a couple things: buy local, shop local, keep supporting local establishments and live entertainment. And guys, remember the great words of Ringo Starr: "We really need peace and love right
Yeah.
now, no matter
Yeah.
where we're going." Right, Carol? Anything you got going on this weekend, hon?
No, nothing I could think of. I think I'm just going to start cleaning the house out and, getting ready, like you said, for spring. That's all. Just relax. I need a couple days to just unwind. That's all. Go see some
Unwind.
music. You never know. Always trying to show up at your events. If it changes, I'm always trying to get there. So whenever I do, I will see you.
Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it, guys. And remember, go download some Eric Carmen. Rest in peace, one of the greatest singer-songwriters ever. My favorite singer-songwriter, Mr. Eric Carmen, passed away this weekend. He was the front man for the band The Raspberries, and he had many, many more solo hits himself. So listen to some great songs. Download some Eric Carmen. Listen to I Want to Be With You when you get a chance. Carol, just Google I
I
Want to Be
will.
With You by The
Okay.
Raspberries and tell me you don't love it. All right, guys. Anyway, peace and love. Nick Sahajas, the piano man, is going to take us out. Everybody, you have a great day. God bless you all. Nick, take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. God bless you. See you tomorrow, same time, same station.